What's going on, y'all? I'm just leaving the Traitors finale watch party. I guess you could say it's still technically going on. About 25% of the people that started there are still there because, it's Thursday. And if this was like a couple weeks ago, I might have stuck around, try to get some footage or something, but at this point in time, work tomorrow, 11 a.m. So basically, as soon as they finished the Traders game that they were doing, I left. As far as watch parties go, this is the first one that I ended up going to that I could hear the show. At the beginning, and the DJ. So we were actually here. We left the Traders on this cliffhanger, which is that we didn't know. Oh, it's cold. I gotta get in the car. I'm gonna start again when I get into the car. I have to tell you guys, I don't control the audio or the video. So unfortunately, I appreciate you letting me know, but whether it's good or bad, it's not up to your boy. Okay. Oh, gosh. Woo! It's funny because it was so hot in that building, but it's so cold outside. Like, it's amazing what a bunch of people in a room in a small, crowded bar can do. Alright, y'all have to give me just a moment. Number one, to warm up, because that little 2-minute walk, I'm freezing. And number two, to put on my GPS real quick. Be right back. Okay, so I gotta say, like, what a finale. What a finale that was. Alright, I'm always honest about these things when it comes to the parties. I guess in fairness, I didn't know who was going to be at the party, at the watch party. So I can't say that Azza betrayed me, because it's not like, oh, I was expecting this person and that person to show up. It just said Azza and friends, and I guess some of her friends showed up. A couple of her reality TV buddies came through. Basically, the ones that live in New York showed up. But nobody else of her regular Big Brother crew showed up for this one. I'm not going to say it wasn't a good time. I am going to say, boy, I came hoping that there would be some traitors there. But that's neither here nor there. I would come just to support Azza anyways. Azza's good people. Okay, so about the show. We left on the cliffhanger at the end of the last Traitors episode. And the cliffhanger was whether Brittany changed her vote on the revote. Because we were having a vote going on between Ivar and Danielle to see who was going to be the one to go home, to get banished forever. So, it showed that Dolores changed her vote. Oh, Dolores kept her vote, I'm sorry. Dolores kept her vote for Ivar in the revote. And then it showed Brittany's facial expression, which made it look like she changed her vote to vote out Danielle. So we were wondering, like, did she really vote out Danielle? Did she not vote out Danielle? And we ended up finding out that yes, she did indeed change her vote to vote out Danielle. So the next thing that we were yesterday and saying that if she decides to flip on Danielle and get Danielle out of the game, hi Edward, and hi Ed, and hi Nash, and anyway TK, I might not be able to read all your comments. But yeah, so we were talking about it in the Discord, like, if Brittany decides to flip on Danielle, I was saying the next person with suspicion on them would be Brittany, because of the fact that they would think that Brittany was recruited by Danielle to be a traitor. Get her out at the Ring of Fire, if anything, and then be like, all right, we got out the last, we got out the last traitor. But anyways, she was in a tough spot. She was in a tough spot, I gotta say, where she was recruited, and the fact that everyone thought Danielle was a traitor, and it seemed to make the most sense. She was in a tough spot. So then we get the seer power thing. So after Danielle is banished, there's the seer power. And sorry about that, y'all. It's probably going to be in and out because of my unlimited data running out. But anyways, Alan reveals to the remaining group that Brittany won the seer power competition. So she got to pick one person to have a secret meeting with and ask them, are you a faithful or a traitor? And it's revealed to her, whether they are a faithful or a traitor. So we, the viewers, know Gabby. I'm sorry if it's cutting out, y'all. So we were thinking of what would be the best possible move for her to pick, since she is the traitor, and she picked Gabby. I was kind of like, her reasoning that she was giving for picking Gabby, it made sense to me. I was wondering who I would pick. I almost want to say, I feel like Brittany made good moves. I feel like Dylan just was so spot on to the game at the end. It's like Dylan was misled by all these traitors all throughout the game. Boston Rob, Bob the Drag Queen, Danielle. Like, he was following all these traitors, and then I think at the end, like, he just caught up to speed on everything. Because I'm sitting here second guessing what different moves that Brittany could have made, and it's hard because I'm like, if she picks Dylan and then says Dylan is a faithful, then she can't launch her campaign against Dylan. And Dylan was probably the weakest one in terms of who she would have the easiest time eating up at the round table, because as the crowd was saying at Oz's thing, she ate him up at the round table, even though she was lying. She put a very compelling argument towards him. Anyways, yeah, the seer power. She picked Gabby. Gabby is a faithful. She already knew Gabby was a faithful. Dylan had said to the remaining faithfuls that if she comes back and says that Gabby is a traitor, then Brittany is probably a traitor. So she came back, and after finding out for sure that Gabby is a faithful, she comes back and tells everybody that Gabby is a faithful. At that point, I'm thinking it might be a possibility for Brittany to sneak by, because it seems to have built some trust. with Gabby. Like, she was thankful that Brittany didn't lie to get her like vanished at the end. And so that's where we were with that, but it didn't throw Dylan off the trail, because I was thinking, okay, maybe this is actually going to be a good move because it's going to throw Dylan off her trail. Instead, Dylan had her red for filth. Dylan was like, Danielle had a compliment for everyone, but she just said, wow, like, wow, you did this to me again. This entrance is closed. It's like, wow, you did this to me again. So he kind of had her red. The only thing is, when she came back and said that Gabby is a faithful, that the seer power revealed that Gabby is a faithful, he was like, his only thing was like, it's possible that Gabby and Brittany could be traitors together, but he was not off of thinking that Brittany was a traitor. So that's that. Sorry, y'all. I'm doing multiple things at once. Okay. So now here we were at the round table. Like I said, Brittany went for Dylan. Brittany went hard for Dylan. Brittany was gaming. I was actually really impressed with the way that Brittany was able to like flip into a hardcore trader's mindset with a couple of days notice, because the other traders that I saw flip, which I can remember at the end, the recruits at the end of the game, which were Ari and Kate. Ari in season 1 and Kate in season 2, I felt like they were not nearly as good at just flipping into this trader's mindset. But I always tell everybody, the people that I would be most scared to play any game with are Big Brother players. They are the biggest liars. And they'll lie to your face. And they'll sit in there and talk to you about their family, their parent, their dog, their kids. Like, Big Brother players will say anything and flip on you in a heartbeat. So I was very impressed with Brittany and what she put together and how she put suspicion on Dylan. I feel like her argument was clearly better than him, but I feel like everyone just, like, like, despite her best efforts, which I think she made a very good effort at the end to try to save her behind, Brittany gets voted out. All the girls turn on her. So now we're left with 4 faithfuls at the end, and the only thing that was left is wondering if they were gonna cut out a faithful like they did with MJ in season 2, or if they were going to end the game with all 4 faithfuls winning the money together, and they all voted to end the game. It's obviously not about money for them, because we're talking about a $50,000 split. Let's be real here. I mean, I don't know these people's money situation, but I know that 50,000 a piece is probably not changing their lives. But anyways, 4 faithfuls won, and last season at the faithfuls won. I'm like, I always feel like I want to see the traitors win the season. I think the traitors were their own downfall because they all, and coming for each other is what put everyone onto their trail. But I'm sorry, y'all, I'm still sick, so it's hard for me to get this out. But the reason why I was less disappointed in this season than I was last season is because I felt like the faithfuls, and then last season I felt like CT and Trishelle were almost like accidental winners. I didn't feel like they played the game that good. I feel like Ivar and Dylan, towards the end anyways, I feel like Ivar's reads were all very good. Mostly very good, and Dylan, I'm not going to say that his reads were good the whole game, but he had the right reads when the game counted. So 4 of the faithfuls won, 4 of the faithfuls split the money, and that's it. So then we come and we think about strategy. This season, the faithfuls won in a totally different way than last year's faithfuls won. Last year's faithfuls, like, Trishelle came in hot with the accusations, and CT hid behind John for the majority of the season, and then he won, and then they took out him, and Trishelle won and split the money. And I feel like they knew that MJ was a faithful, and they took her out so that they could get a larger split of the money. I think that this particular group, Hi Tasha, was a little more moral than those two. Because, I mean, not necessarily Trishelle, but I know CT for sure can be cutthroat and has been in his past. So that's it. I think that even though the people that I wanted to see the most in the game went out early, like Wes and Derek, and even to some degree Boston Rob, and then the people that were in my next tier, Danielle and Brittany, didn't get the W. The season kept up the drama. The season was entertaining for me from beginning to end. Like, there was never really a dull episode. There was never an episode where I didn't find it funny or fun or intriguing. Even with the big names out, they still found a way to make it a good season. Now, it's 2 seasons in a row, I will say, where the people that I was rooting for did not win. That part of it sucks, but I love me some traitors, man. I love the traitors. Shout out to Oz. I could have, I pull her out to try to get her on my line. The thing is, I was just so tired and sick at this point, and I did not feel like staying there any longer, so I just told her goodbye. I thanked her for, putting it together, and I told her I'll see her at the Big Brother premiere party, barring, unless she decides to do like another event between now and then. And she was like, Mark, I'm tired. She was like, I'm not doing another event between now and then. Out of a 10, thank you for the super chat. I would give it an 8. Honestly, I would give the season an 8. I would give last season a 7. I mean, like, I loved watching Phaedra specifically last season, but outside of Phaedra, I guess there was good moments in there. I liked watching Peter versus Phaedra. That was classic. They did have some moments on last season, but I liked this season. I would give it an 8. I like the end. I like the fact that Brittany went down swinging. Like, I don't know if y'all find it impressive, but I find it impressive that somebody was a faithful for the entire game, and then all of a sudden she has like a day to flip her whole strategy to try to win as the sole traitor after her partner gets out. And she had that much tactics. It's just hard to pull that off at the end because that's the whole thing. It's funny because I was just talking to Ed about that. Like, what do you do if you're recruited right at the end of the game? And the only thing that I'm thinking of her possibly doing differently is to stay solid on that Danielle vote, as in not vote for Danielle to go, and then see whatever that second tie brings about, the game chance or whatever Alan said, and try to have her with you, and then try to take her out at the end of the game. So he was involved in 2 epic roundtables. I think y'all are only giving it a 7 because everything is being measured up to a season 1 standard, and I think season 1 is a standalone season. That's my feeling. I mean, that's my opinion. Danielle would have been a shield. Yeah, that's what I think. I think that she should have tried to keep Danielle in the game for that reason. And then you can get out Danielle at the end, and then be like, you can do all your crying and everything once Danielle is out, and then be like, well, at least it was hard to get her out, but I'm glad all 4 of us faithfuls are here. So that's about the only thing. That's about the only thing that I can say that she did that I believe was a mistake. And that's that. So those are my thoughts about the Traitor season, and hopefully next season I'm hoping that the Traitors win. I think they should stop picking Big Brother people as traitors. Like, why do they pick a Big Brother person every season as a traitor? I feel like they always think that they're gonna get the most drama out of getting the Big Brother players, and I gotta say they did. The Danielle Brittany drama was A1. It was interesting at the reunion though, where Danielle said she can't hold a grudge against Brittany, but that she would never work with her again in any game. So it's like, she said, I can't hold it against you because I did the same thing to Dylan. But because if season 1 was boring to you, and this season was a 7 out of 10 to you, then you haven't really loved the season yet. I agree that they need to slow down with the CBS players. It's sad to see them have beef when it comes to the game. Yeah, I'm just like the reindeer games beef though. I feel like the reindeer games beef was just. I mean, I guess it meant something to them. I guess it meant something to Danielle. But I didn't think that reindeers game thing was that huge of a deal, in my opinion. Compared to these as far as entertainment, I liked the Bob the Drag Queen versus Rob battle. I liked the Boston Rob versus Wes. I liked Danielle versus Carolyn. I liked that. That was a good one. I liked Dylan versus Brittany. I thought there was more. I honestly thought there was more great roundtable battles this season than last season. Like last season, the big one that I remember is Phaedra versus Peter. And I know Phaedra had a good battle. She just ate up Dan. And was there somebody else? I don't even think those are good battles. I think Phaedra versus Peter was epic. I think Phaedra versus Peter was epic. This is not The Bachelor, and I don't have to kiss your ass for a rose. That's an all-time classic line. But that's individually, though. I think that in terms of like back and forths and split votes, I think that this season had a good amount of them. I enjoyed a lot of the season's roundtables. They were suspenseful. I actually was a little more into this season than last season in a sense, because I felt like this season had smarter gameplay, a little bit smarter gameplay. I know that Peter himself was very smart for season 2. And he was like the ringleader for the Fools for a while, but I thought that the season was I thought it was a good season. But everyone can agree to disagree. I wonder why my live says 16 minutes. I feel like I've been on much longer than that, but I'm gonna be tired at work, man. Oh, so the traitors game that they did in the building was like, basically there was the ticket that I bought was like $30 or something, and then there was like a VIP ticket for $70, and then there was a ticket for maybe like $100 where you can participate in the traitors game. So I think 5 people or something like that were selected as traitors, and they were given tasks to do, and if they were able to get through the task, then they don't get eliminated. If they were not able to get through the task, they did get eliminated. I think I might have helped somebody complete one of their tasks. I'm not entirely sure, because I wasn't fully paying attention. But one of the tasks was for the traitor to take a picture of a faithful and have them not be suspicious. So somebody walked up to me at the beginning and said, "Hey, this is going to be really strange, a strange question, but can I take a picture of you in that cloak?" And I was like, "Sure." I think that might have been one of the chosen faithfuls. I don't think she won, but I think that might have been one of the chosen faithfuls. Anyway, they had about 4 or 5 rounds, and then at the end of it all, there was 2 faithfuls and there was 2 traitors. But it was weird because it was not like, I think that she tried to put together a traitors versus faithful game, and I think that it didn't go as planned. Because she said if there's any traitors left in the game, then the traitor gets the full prize. But if the faithfuls get out all the traitors, then the prize will be split amongst the faithfuls. But at the end, she was like, we have 2 faithfuls and we have 2 traitors left. And she put down like a puzzle and like, and the two traitors had to put the puzzle together, and I think the faithfuls put the puzzle together faster, so they won the prize, whatever the prize was. I don't know. I was kind of trying to pay attention to the game a little bit because I'm like, I would like to know how to put together a traitors game in the event that I ever wanted to make a traitors game. But she just proved to me that it's hard to make the game. But in fairness to her, if you come together for the game, I'm sure it's easier than when everyone just is stuffed into a bar watching the show and you're trying to play a traitors game in between that. Wow, everybody. Because I was only halfway paying attention to that. I can't even say I was halfway paying attention to the game. She would get on the mic during the commercials, and at times I was like, okay, Azza, we're just trying to watch the show at this point. But I guess the people who were involved in playing the game were trying to win money, so they probably cared. So I can't say that. Cannot say that. Tasha talks. He's always doing this. If Dolores can do this, then so can I.